First of all, I take this opportunity to this gathering for wishing my best wishes for a happy Diwali. Although it is 2 days late, I had sent a message. I think most of you must have got it. At this time of pandemic, I didn't want all of us to be together, but I felt once in a while it may be better that if I can address where all could stay, even by maintaining the social distances, whatever is required under the government rules and regulations. The purpose of my today addressing you are two. Number one, that you heard our chairman recently announcing what are the philosophy of the group to see that McNally Bharat, how it is going to be supported, how McNally Bharat is going to grow, whether they are going to support, whether the company is going to be revived shortly. All of you have heard, but nevertheless I will today tell you something which in fact subsequently also has transpired to reinforce what he has said. First of all, let me tell about, since Deepavali has gone, I must tell I was reading in some place what is the essence of Deepavali. Really the essence of Deepavali, we are lighting candles, we are lighting lamps. There are certain internal meaning of this diya. Diya, you see, if you all of us, I don't know how many of you believe in the saintly speaking that God is within us only. We don't have to seek God in different places. Yes, we have temples, we have Gurudwara. We go to, those are the places of worship which has been over ages only to really maintain certain rituality. But really if you see the inner meaning of them, the God is within us and we have to really burn our diya inside. The light is within us, the sound is within us, and we have to really light the diya within us. Each one of us, you see, even if you know the Hindu rituals, they say that this is a Nar Narayan Dahi, means the human body is the temple of living God. Each one of us, we are not knowing, but really God remains within us. And this is a temple where the God remains. But because of certain reasons, because which I don't want to go to that internal philosophical part of it, which will take longer time. But I think those who know something, you would definitely appreciate, and those who do not know, you should like to understand that anything that worshipping we have to do within. First of all, I must be honest to myself within before being accepted as an honest man to outsiders. So when we are telling that in Deepavali, the real essence of it, which the saints say, that every human being in that temple has got a lamp which we have to burn ourselves. How do we do it? With joy and with full vigor, so that the lamp enlightens us to get knowledge, and to ensure that we are enlightened to have the prosperity in our life and we do good to others. And the darkness that is inside, that gets dispelled. So the basic idea of my telling is that it is not a mythological thing rather than a philosophical thing. But today, in this aftermath of the Diwali, I want to tell each one of you that each one of us are really our diyas, or deep whatever you say. And each one of us, if we really look inside and we burn our diya, each one of us will have a Deepmala. All of us will, when we put our diya, there will be a Deepmala, and we will be able to enlighten the entire atmosphere. So the darkness will go away. So in this present context of McNally Bharat, really there was a darkness in various areas, and there are good things, bad things every time, but our objective is not to look much at the darker side of it, but we must enlighten ourselves inside in a manner by becoming a good person, and then remove the darkness and come to the brighter side of it. See, today there are many things which we feel it should not be done. Really, whatever we cannot change, we need not waste our time for changing. But there are something which must be changed. Whatever has to be changed, we must really see that we change them for the good. You see, human being is the only species in the entire 84 lakhs of whatever zonage we call it, is the only highest soul which has got the sense of discrimination. No other, no cow, no animal, no bird, nobody else, no tree, nobody has got the sense of discrimination. It is the human being who has been, in fact, endowed with this sense of discrimination by the God. So today, if we cannot discriminate good to bad, then there is nobody who can discriminate, because it is within us. It is only we are not applying our sense of discrimination. So what I say is that when we find that we are working in an organization where there are many people working, many people are doing wrong things, but what is a common goal? If I know that somebody is doing something wrong, I think it is necessary for all of us, for the common goal, to see that they are brought into light. There are people who are trying to work in McNally as well as working somewhere else also. I think most of you know. You know, these are not only unethical, they are illegal, they are criminal in nature. So my point is that if you are an onlooker, you are also going to be also a part of that crime. Because you are also what? Because by hiding them, what are you doing? You are genuinely taking to see that your company go to the darker side rather than the pani. So, my point of telling is that we should use our sense of discrimination. We must also try to see that the organization where we are working, that is our place of, that is the real temple for us. We are ourselves, as I said, work is worship. And if we work diligently and if we do work sincerely, definitely every work will have its own result. See, you have seen that McNally for last, I think, 1.5 years or so, there were not much work for people. Many of us were idling, many of us were having 20% of our work, but yet the company has been trying to maintain. Why? It is only with one hope that the company will be revived. In spite of so much of debt, the promoters have come forward in investing more than 1,700 crore of rupees over a period of last, I think, 6 years, 5 to 6 years. And at the last moment, they don't want to see that the company is going to be, in fact, liquidated. If that was their intention, when in 2017 I came, I had made an analysis. We had a detailed deliberation with the chairman. And I had told him, sir, this is the kind of debt, with a 3,800 crore of debt, Mr. Khaitan. Is it possible for you to revive this company? Yes, company has a lot of references, company has, in fact, credentials, then company has got a goodwill in the market, but the goodwill which has been lost in the 5 years from 2011 to 2016, to bring back will take time. But he was the person that he said, Mr. Singh, no, I realize that yes, that kind of loss is there, but then my purpose of requesting you to come back and take the leading role is because I have full confidence that if you put your efforts, I put my efforts, I bring in somebody else to put their efforts, we can revive this company. With that hope we started. There were ups and downs, and now we are in a threshold of the area where Mr. Khaitan himself had to come, because I requested him that you come and you yourself address the people, tell what you are going to do, because he has been always telling me, Mr. Singh, no, because you see, we have reduced people. I know it was painful for me to tell that, okay, let us leave some people, but you see, if I don't do that, then most of us will get no salary. When in 2016 I came, what happened? 5-6 months salary was not paid. Slowly we started making it regular. Now I think it is near regular. It may not be on the first of every month, but at least you are getting it, and we will continue. Our endeavor will be to continue. But all that, whatever I am telling, is only to tell you, all my friends, that please keep your eyes and ears open. See that we don't do any unethical practices for small gains. Today, there may be some people who have gone away with our designs, with drawings, and maybe utilizing some of our softwares or whatever be there. But I think they are temporary. I'm little concerned, but not worried as much, because I cannot do anything. As I said, what I cannot do, let me forget. What I can do, let me concentrate upon that. God has given us the sense of discrimination, so I have also. So I will take the decision. I am not going to run after the people if somebody has stolen something. It may be only to show them, to see that others do not follow. But my definite prime intention would be, all of you should put your, brain together, your mind together. If you want the company to prosper, to progress, we should have patience at this moment, and we should put all kind of efforts to see that we regenerate the feeling of oneness, feeling that we should be an ethical organization, we must be a transparent organization, our transparency should be highest in order, we must be, in fact I find unfortunately the punctuality has been completely lost. We must ensure that we are punctual, not only coming to office, there is a meeting, people must come, there is a document to be given, that has to be given on time. All these are encompasses punctuality. Similarly, you see, we have commitment. When I say commitment, it is not commitment to, if I have promised somebody to pay money. Commitments are many, that today I have said I must complete this job at this time, I must complete it. So there are certain areas when now at this moment, all of us must take it in our heart, not only in the mind and live it, take it to our heart and see that we are able to bring back our all ethical practices, punctuality, all whatever we have been doing till 2010. I was proud of this organization. The country used to be proud of this organization. You see, there used to be people who used to tell, this McNally Bharat is a company, they used to order. They used to say this is a company where most of the people are honest, they are transparent, they are committed. But today, unfortunately, when I go to market, I see a different, I sometimes feel so bad that, I feel that this is an organization where, even if in the last 3.5 years I am here, I have not been able to bring that change, what I was thinking, at least in these areas. So today my request to all of you is that please see that all work together, we enlighten ourselves, the diyas, as I told you, to become a good human being, we must maintain ethical practices, we must be punctual, and as earlier we used to, people may have criticized a lot, but in the school days, you remember we used to go assemble and do a prayer. Why do we do it? There are 2 to 3 things. One is everybody will be there, and every day if you repeat something, that goes in our mind. And definitely that creates some kind of feeling, what we call it simran or repetition or whatever you may say. If every day you are praying something, definitely a time will come when most of the things will be observed in you. So that's the reason. So we will again restart where there will be a pledge. That pledge will be nothing like what is my vision and mission. In any case, our vision and missions we will revise again. but it will be more in ethical and moral practices. I will at the end of this or tomorrow circulate, and from tomorrow onwards, I would request HR department to find out whether through the PA system or how we should do it. I would request all of you, I don't want to have a binding, punching the cards, getting signature of the senior for coming late. They are all different things. But late from your inner source, you should say, I must come on time. I have made a commitment that I will do 5 drawings, I must do 5 drawings. I have to collect this money, I will collect. Today what happens, you see, I ask, oh sir, there are problems. We can always find out a reason for not doing something, but we must find out reasons to do something. So as I said that since you see we are the people where God has given us the sense of discrimination, we must discriminate bad from the good and follow the good practices. So this is the basic, it is not a philosophical thing I am telling, I am requesting all of you. It starts with me, if I don't come on time, why should I ask you to come on time? So every departmental heads, they must follow that. So every subhead, everybody. Similarly, if we have a meeting, we must come on time. What are the different things? If we have said that we will be submitting a report by XYZ time, that nobody should remind it. Coming to our ethical practices in terms, I tell you friends, if any one of you find, then there are some, some kind of wrong notions in the mind of some people which I would like to clarify in this forum. That because, you see, I am a designer and I have done some drawing, I am the owner of that. I can take it, I can use it anywhere. My friends, this is a wrong notion. You have a knowledge, you have been paid for doing something. Whatever you are doing, that you have generated for a remuneration the company. Anything that you generate, that is the property of the company. If that not be the case, any company who invents for a medicine, anybody can take out when that scientist goes away, he can use it anywhere else. So what is your own knowledge you are expanding while you are working, but the data you are creating. Say today, for an example, let me give let's say layout has been given by a layout is made with lot of efforts, not by one man. Layout is made, there will be a tender, 5-6 people will read the tender, there will be investigation of soil, there will be company will be spending money. There will be a team of engineers who will be sitting, all electrical, mechanical, everybody, then a layout will be frozen. You will get low data. So is it the generation of one man? It has been generated by a number of people to whom the company has paid. So this property belongs to the company only. I have no right, I may be the chief of that group, I have no right to steal that software and use it somewhere else. So the essence of my talk is that there are people, I know I have positive information who have done it, but I am not running after them. But I want to see that in future this type of thing. But they will be punished by their own action. And same thing when I say, what is you are, and you see today I have created a drawing as I said. In most of the countries where I have travelled abroad, all the engineering offices, then the commercial offices, all these things are, nobody can take out anywhere from the system. But unfortunately in our country that is not there. Today I leave a job, even while doing a job, I was told that people are passing on information to others to a layout which we have made in our company. So now this type of belief or this type of feeling if anybody is having, they are completely using unethical practices, neither it is legally nor it is ethically correct. What he has this knowledge. That knowledge he can go, he can use, he can restart his own layout. Who says no? Then he has to take that kind of step for doing a layout. He has enriched his knowledge, but he has the data that has been created here. It is not his one man's generation. Suppose today, while McNally is paying, there is some kind of invention. It is McNally's property. It is not the property of, if I have invented it, is not mine, I have paid for it. I may get a name, but it would belong to McNally only. So maintaining secrecy, ensuring that our company's intellectual property are protected, company will take all kind of steps that is necessary to be taken. That, as I said, we must discriminate between what we should do, what we should not do. But whatever we will do, we must have the wisdom to decide what is correct and what is not correct. So the moment I am telling it is only about one, it may apply to same thing. Suppose we have got commercial documents where we have paid huge amount of money to make a kind of a agreement. Nobody has got the right to steal that. It is not his property. I have paid money to experts to create a legal document. So that is not the property of that lawyer who is handling that. It is the property of the company. So my friends, these are few things which I wanted to tell, but now let me tell you what are the steps we need to take and we are planning to take in the aftermath of Mr. Khaitan's Mr. Khaitan has, again I am reiterating, Mr. Khaitan in a very unambiguous term has said the group is behind McNally. McNally means McNally, Sayaji and CMT, all of them. So they will, till last breath, Mr. Khaitan said that I will try my best, put all my efforts in addition to whatever I have lost in the past to see that this company gets revived. I don't think anything better than that he can tell. This is number one. Number two, the step for restructuring, he personally is now handling, where of course we are definitely feeding him the information, but he is more than confident that it would happen. It may take little time. Now, third thing what he has said is that we should now make a plan, business strategy, how to run McNally Bharat in the changed circumstances. Changed circumstances means today, you see, you have seen there are a number of tenders in Coal India, but there are many new players. Earlier we are thinking there will be 3 and 4, but there are many new players. They are quoting, so low. Sometimes I feel either we are absolutely wrong or they are absolutely wrong. But then you lose a contract. So if in such a situation, what's the way forward? So I will briefly tell you on McNally what are our plan of action, what is Sayaji and what is CMT. So far as McNally is concerned, we are preparing a business strategy for our chairman and the board of directors to take a view maybe by end of this month, and to see that, because we have now one proposal, we are trying to enter into some new areas of business for McNally as well as Sayaji and CMT. So so far as McNally is concerned, McNally has got the areas of business wherever we are other than Coal India, there are very few tenders at this moment. But there are new areas, say like FGDs and others, where we are not able to participate because of certain of our, balance sheet issues, bank guarantee issues and all that. We are now going to look at that as our maybe a step by collaborating with somebody. That is one area which we are really looking at in the existing area of business. Of course, in the coal handling, material handling, mineral process, that will be our usual area. We will be trying wherever there are tenders. But now we are going to, because the entire focus in the world is on services. See, service is an area where if you are an expertise or you can create expertise, that area would definitely expand. And that is the area where we want to build a team of engineers who would be engineers, marketing people and associated staff who would work for engineering, then your project management and consultancy. We would not be like DCL. Our job will be altogether different. That team will be doing both within the country as well as overseas. This idea came, I tell you, there are recently those new mushroom growth of contractors, those who have participated, they have been interacting with me for, I think there are 4 or 5 parties. Sir, you have been quoting and you are losing because your price is high. Why don't you help us in this area, doing engineering, giving PMC services? We want McNally to give us that service, then our customer will be more than happy and they will be confident. So I have definitely told them, yes, let me see what are the kind of job we are going to get, and I am going to build a dedicated team for that purpose, who would be catering to the requirement of such agencies, both domestic as well as overseas. Overseas, I myself have tried. I am trying to take a team of marketing people, and that is going to happen. Then third thing in McNally, what we intend to do is that to enlarge our R&D. You see, earlier, you must have seen, I had a dream, unfortunately, that remained unfulfilled. In, I think, 2008 or 9, we started taking people from the institutes, and I think 2-3 batches of them, we brought the reasonably good standard of engineers to whom we are giving them in-house as well as out-house training. Because there is no organization like McNally where they can have, if we can create an atmosphere for at least in-house training, both by our own people and also by professors and experts from the industry, and create an institute which would be better than MBA. We may not be able to give an MBA degree, but they will be better students than the management schools, because we will have all the facilities of starting from engineering, marketing, project management, factory, manufacturing. I don't think any university or an MBA students are having that kind of. That was my initial year. We started 1 or 2 batches. I'm sure we really generated good number of engineers, but unfortunately after the company went into bad, so they left. Obviously good people always leave when they get better chances. So that is another, we are going to restart that operations maybe from the next season. The moment restructuring, we expect it to be completed by March, and even if it is not completed, this task from the next academic year we want to start. We want to start our area of giving at least to the first batch maybe 10 or 15 students that who will be taken, and they will be given training both here as well as on the field. Then the other thing that which we want to do is a skill development, which was again one of my dream. That was of course for Sayaji, but now in the country there are difficulties to get the skilled people, and that skill development means all the craftsmen, whether they are electricians, welders, first class welders you hardly get any, then fitters like this, then good carpenters, bar vendors, not the traditional way. We want to teach them, we want to bring, say like bar bending. If you have got big job, we don't want to have anything done at the site. We may have softwares which will cut all these steel, make to respective then pack it and send it. This was which I had started to think, but unfortunately after that I left, so we could not materialize. So far as the construction activities are concerned, how are you going to, with this pandemic situation will continue, whatever we may say until the vaccine comes, and the vaccine are given to each and everybody. But that situation would not emerge, I don't think, until next 2 years. So in such a situation, we cannot sit. So we are planning to have some kind of automation to the extent possible. Like robotics, we have started already inviting people who are doing robotics for the factory welding, similarly for even construction purposes. So the best way to do the job within the time and within the cost would be probably mechanization of the entire operation, whether it is a manufacture area or is a construction area. So these are few areas where McNally, we had that meeting, we are making a white paper for our chairman. After that he will take it to the board, what are the financial impact, what is the time frame, that will be announced the moment that happen. But because today we are having financial issues, he is not deterred, nor he has advised that yes, you make your cash flow. Now he cannot pay us any money because he is also in difficulty. Any money he brings in, it will go to the bank for restructuring. So it will be our objective now, which we need to do, are as follows. Number one, we must ensure, because our collections are, we have been only deferring collections. We are only giving excuses for the sake of excuse. Because whatever we have, whatever is our outstanding today in the books, whenever they can't collect, they say, oh, this has happened, that has happened, LD has come in. If LD has come in, can we fight for the LD? So he was very upset in this area. He said, Mr. Singh, this, even if 3 years you have come, okay, there has been some collection. But the real sticky area, that means the retention money, which is supposed to be something which we have to get now, because the cash that has been spent in those lost projects, I think all of you know that in 2017 we started with 2,000 crore old orders where the loss was nearly 1,000 crore. So all that loss has been more or less, only few jobs are left we are completing. And because of that, today in the market, Mr. Khaitan go and tell that, look here, you see, I have been able to spend money in all lost jobs, otherwise I would have closed down, I would have liquidated the company. He has not taken that step. He has taken the step to see that the company fulfills the obligations that it had taken, irrespective of whether the executives had taken those jobs as a bad job, or they have booked up in execution, whatever be the reason, he has not looked back. So now we are in the process of completing all those jobs. As a demonstration, he is also telling, look, after 2017, whatever job I have got, I have, without taking any money, I have completed all those jobs or getting nearly completed, and we have generated profit. If in 3 years, 2,000 crore jobs which have been executed and without any outside money, and those jobs have generated profit, how come that all this last 5-7 years prior to that has lost? So we are not going to do any introspection of that. There is no point, as I said, whatever we cannot do, what we cannot help to do, we need not waste our time on analyzing them. Today we are analyzing that whatever jobs are, old jobs are there to be completed, how we complete, get a good name, get our last money. So one is the current money, in any case for the new jobs are coming, but the money which are stuck up in the old job, for various reasons in our books it is something like 1,300-1,400 crore of rupees. If 1,300 crore, even if 70, but yes, people say that this is because of LD, this is because of hold up, whatever may be the reason. Now chairman has told me that you please put a timeline. If somebody can do it, let us, you see, remunerate them properly, give them incentive. But anybody who is not doing it, let us punish them. Punish means not beat them, but we tell them, look, this will reflect in your, remuneration, this will reflect in your career path. So I don't think that he is asking anything what is not to be asked for. This is a very, very genuine requirement. Second is that you see now we have to find out ways and means to see how do we survive this next 7-8 months. The 7-8 months which I have told to almost all our HODs, that you find out ways and means. Besides the collection, whatever is coming in any case, that will go to pay out the creditors mostly. And maybe small part of that will go for overhead. But how do we survive for 7 to 8 months? So you try to get jobs. So each one of us must, wherever, I was just talking to somebody who says that, he entered into the O&M business 2 years after we started. And he was never a competitor to McNally for years. But today, his turnover is double or triple of McNally Bharat in that area only. And he says that when I am doing some O&M job, I look at what is happening in and around. He gave me an example. In one place there was a coal pond where the coal was being, the waste coal, and that was getting flooded. He went and he told to the owner or the chief engineer, sir, why are you, because you are having pollution problem, why don't you give me this job, which I will excavate and throw it in another place, you tell me, give me some money. At least you give me some, so that I make little bit of profit. He started with that, with hired trucks, with hired excavator. Today he says, I have got 10 excavators and 20 dumpers. And he says his turnover in terms of O&M probably double of McNally. He makes more profit than McNally's profit in that area. So you just see. So today when we are, you see, the reason that, okay, today we are happy that we are getting salary on time. But is it not also necessary for us to think what extra thing I should do so that let the salary not be a burden for the existing collections that is happening? Can I, like these 2 years we took some jobs, but then last, because we have bank guarantee is an issue. Even without bank guarantee we got certain job. So my point is that which the chairman also expects, that your top people should think how they should be able to, at least part of the salaries of the whole staff, they should be able to, generate from the job that they can fish around, where there may not be a requirement of bank guarantee, where they can do, but the salary part at least could be taken care, then whatever money we are pumping out of the current projects, then we can maybe up to April, May, even if the restructuring process is over by March, until April, May, I don't think that we can have the luxury of, paying salary and paying extra things or whatever we are thinking. So, while this is an area which the senior most people needs to pay attention, but everybody at every level, whoever finds that yes, there is a job which can be done, that must be done, so that we can be proud of telling that when the chairman has spent so much of money, why we all employees cannot come together, put our heads together to get at least our salary separately from this new generation of work. Then at the same rate, I would tell that we have, yes, we had pay cuts, we had lot of facility like N11 investment. I tell you, I am promising, only this promise of course is to be backed by the efforts all of you, that these all will be restored the moment the company, where the cash flow becomes better and we improve. You have all seen, I think in 1998 sometimes we are not in that bad situation, but yes, the pay scale of McNally people were very low. I had promised them that McNally will be one of the best paymaster in Eastern India. I today repeat it. If today we do what we are planning to do, and all of you put efforts, there is no reason as to why in 2 years McNally will not be the best paymaster, and the the vision that what we are looking at or whatever we are planning, that we should have a vibrant engineering setup. I want McNally to be a center of engineering excellence. You see, people will come and go, but the organization will stay. It is only the leaders followed by the people. It is the leader alone cannot do. He can only lead, he can show the path, he can guide, he can be a part of you. But you all have to be, each one of you have to definitely, extend your hands in a manner that the leaders get strengthened to do that. So that as I said you, that so far as the company's aspirations are concerned, what Mr. Khaitan has said, I have explained you. What are the pain areas which McNally had faced, which I want all of you to be careful so that that pain area gets removed. So far as your employee benefits are concerned, I am reassuring you again and again. Earlier also I have said, Chairman also has given consent to my yet. He said, Mr. Singh, I don't want to take money from this company. Let the company grow. My share prices will grow. I will earn out of that. I want all the employees should be the happy employees, and let McNally be considered as a vibrant engineering company in the Eastern India. So this is briefly about McNally's. Now let me throw some light on briefly on Sayaji. You know Sayaji, Mr. Tiberwal has retired because that was his, he was to scheduled to retire in October, he retired accordingly. Mr. Asim Srivastav, I think, Asim is there, I think most of you know. He joined as a CEO. Recently he has been elevated to CEO. He has done an excellent performance so far. And as I tell you, you see, he has been a people's man. He has been going to people, talking to them. And he has been able to, within a short period, he has been able to gain confidence of his people, and he also has confidence in the leadership of the 4-5 units, whatever he is handling. But it is not enough because it is initial stage, and what we are really planning for Sayaji is something which I need to tell you people, because Sayaji is okay, 85% of Sayaji equity is held by McNally. But in this restructuring process, there are a lot of issues which we are trying to sort out. Leaving aside the restructuring issues, our objective, you see, Sayaji, I think up to year before last, they have been losing regularly. There was lack of focus on certain areas. I think 2 years back we took some steps. Now that has, that has started paying dividend. Particularly taking Kumar Dubey as a unit, where when I entered again in 2017, it took some time for me to go and visit. After that we visited, we found a lot of problematic areas which they have, because again they were getting salary there regularly. That was not a case like McNally, but yet they were losing every time. Then we started strategizing the business, and we said that okay, if you are not getting the equipment order as much as you are expecting to get, focus on spares. I tell you, the spares, after that, you see, when I was in 2009 we started that, then after I left, then again somehow or other it went down, because there was no focus. After that, when there was focus, now today they are, I think you have made double or triple?
More than double.
More than double we have made, and their profits, is much better. So now, so far as now our targets we have still made higher. This year we have made a target of 240 crores against 140 crores of last year, and we are planning for a profit of kitna?
EBITDA of around 40.
So EBITDA about 40 crores of Sayaji we are planning. Just imagine a loss organization, even if we debit the interest of the bank which is not a part of this, still then we will have enough profit. And it is only by a strategical. They also have equal problem like you. They don't have bank guarantee. They don't have even the bank anything for cash. They are managing somehow or other from the advances. Wherever advances without bank guarantee is there, wherever guarantee are there, they are managing there. That they are strategizing their business in a manner that they are able to go forward. They are not today like we are in zero in getting any order. They are not like that. And today our objective is to the weaker unit of all that is Asansol only. So Asansol we are trying to go forward with various new areas of business like railways, defense, belly bridge, then this Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan mein whatever new business are coming, because railway and defense are very long time taking, but we have never left hope it. I tell you, Mr. Sanjay Pasari's factory in Bangalore, he told me 3 years he waited. Every year his all people used to get frustrated. Last year when his products were approved, now he has this year he has made a turnover up from 5 crore to 25 crore with a profit of about 3 crores. So there are certain areas where our initial pain will be there, but there will be gain little later on. And that we have to foresee. That is where, as I used to tell you, we would have a sense of discrimination, what I should do, what I should not do. So I should not get frustrated. Some of our unit heads, they are looking at today's profit. I said, no. As long as you are able to meet your expenses, we are not asking you to give us dividend. You maintain your year, but please see that we grow. For that growth, we have made a 10-20% growth year-wise subsequently, which I am more than confident would happen. Because our new areas of business, we are going to ensure that the new areas of business slowly start gaining momentum. We start getting orders, maybe initially at break-even or even some at a loss which would be considered as an investment. But at the end of third year, all the new areas of business should bring McNally size to a different level. So that detailed planning also we are doing. We are in between, we had thought of two plans, whether it should be merged with McNally or it should be separated. Unfortunately, because of the inter-company relationship, there are certain issues, so neither of these actions could be taken. But our entire group will remain intact. And so far as Sayaji is concerned, there, as I said you little earlier, skill development is an area which we are going to put focus. And also there, when we are going to have the trainees, we will keep Sayaji's operation in mind. And in case of Sayaji, we are trying to, like earlier you must have heard that how we took initiatives in going to different, when I had taken the help of Dr. Professor Rao with me, which I am again bringing him in, although he is pretty old, but his brain still works. And I had a talk recently, he says, Mr. Singh, let me join you, and you need not give me any remuneration, but I want your Sayaji, expansion area in terms of R&D gets momentum, and he said, I will ensure all the institute, ISN Dhanbad, then IIT Kharagpur, then all the, technical institutes where he has been playing a very important role, he will give us a lead so that we ensure that R&D sale related to manufacturing for our MSCL group grows. The recent products, whatever we have taken, like we have taken one gentleman called Mr. Mathur, he is heading Baroda. He is also a very young, bright gentleman, and he is giving more than what he is committing. As I said, commitment, that is what is really called commitment. He had told, because now for years I had taken an initiative to manufacture a cone crusher for building a line of stone crushing equipment that I started in 2009 end. I had got some collaboration from Europe as well as China. Unfortunately, after I left, lot of money was spent there, put it in the dump yard. Now when I came back, I started, and luckily, now Mathur has really given a big boost push to that. Now we are starting that manufacturing. So now you just see we have already got the designs. We have started manufacturing the cone crusher, and we are trying to sell the entire, line of, for the aggregate crushing, only one independent crusher. You need a VSI, you need a cone crusher, you need a jaw crusher, you need a screen, all that entire. So that our objective is that we slowly will enter into area of backward, that means taking some mining lease where we will start crushing the stone, take our own units and sell aggregates to the road contractors. That is one additional business which we would like to have. Now we already have a sand washing plant which is successfully working, and I think recently we have seen good, very, very encouraging results of the sand washing plant. That business is also growing. So far as Sayaj is concerned, we are trying to grow, and we are trying to have now they have only spares they are supplying. We are going to start a O&M business. That we have already selected a person who will be joining. Unfortunately, he suffered from COVID, and he will be joining maybe sometimes in first week of December. And our objective is that we will have a separate sale of O&M for Sayaji, who will do the operation and maintenance, because they are increasing the spares, but their spare sale can further be increased, we have found. And that provided we take the O&M business also. So these are a few steps we are taking so far as Sayaj is concerned. Coming to CMT, that is a little unfortunate part of it, but we are not, that much concerned. Particularly, you see, it has a capital of only 38 lakhs from Sayaji. But whatever be the reason, that company has been very badly handled. Even last 2-3 years, I personally tried, but I couldn't have that much of time to devote there to revive it, because they are in such a small company, the amount of creditors, the amount of uncollectible debtors, and the bank borrowings are far from their, in fact, expectation to be in the right line for maintaining a company of that size and shape. So they have technology, they have certain products which can be marketed easily. So we have taken some steps that we will reduce that company man-wise only for doing marketing and doing engineering, and use their credential. We will use our manufacturing setup at Asansol, Kumartuli, or wherever it is, to ensure that all products, instead of they manufacture in Howrah and other places, they manufacture there. They have a factory also in Kharagpur, which we are trying to see how we are going to handle with that. But so far as CMT is concerned, at this moment the picture is a bit very dull, but in fact Asim is giving quite a lot of time. Then our friend CFO of Sayaji is now handling that. Purojit, in fact, he has never seen that kind of problem in his past. He has never, in fact, yesterday he was telling, no sir, this should not happen. I said, okay, you don't worry, we will see. I said, if you see McNally's problem, probably you will shave off your hairs. But anyhow, because he was working in some company where money was not that problem as much as here, so he feels that but no, he is now on our board. He has been a great help to Asim and me, particularly even leaving aside Sayaji for CMT. But I can tell you, the CMT, we are definitely determined within next 3 to 4 months to do something by which that company would, it will be the banking part if we can handle, which we are trying to handle separately. So obviously their overhead needs to be reduced, and I can only tell those people to whom we are forced to say that, look, by today I cannot pay your salary because there is no job, you are not able to collect. I can reassure, if any one of them is good, if you are able to revive, they are still available, we will definitely call them to see that, okay, you become a part of us. So that happens to whether it is McNally, Sayaji or anybody. I am again telling all employees, those who are who have been asked to go or those who have gone willingly on their own, that's a different matter. But to good people, even some good people, we have said, look, we have no job, please go. And I have told each of the heads, unit heads, look, that whenever we need people, first we should look for them and see that we bring them back and we rebuild our company. So far as rebuilding all the setups, we are trying to have young, I am telling you, we are, plenty of us are old, including myself. So I have volunteered to Mr. Khaitan that yes, let us bring a team where I am a part of it. Already more than 20 young people starting from 30 years to 50 years. I have interviewed at least 20, and including working with me, that who should be the leader in future for McNally and who should also parallelly be, I am just openly telling there is nothing here because we have to build. So each one of us in every area, so even for Asim, it will not be possible for him to, the moment this business grows to 200-300 crore, there is a year, then we need even supporting people to him that who would be supporting in different areas so that he makes the strategic decisions rather than running everywhere to see whether a crusher part has come or not. So all these actions are being taken, and again I don't have much thing to tell. I think whatever I said briefly, I have touched upon the most critical areas, and if any one of you feel anything you want to ask, please, most welcome to ask. Anybody, or we can close the meeting. Okay, so thank you, gentlemen. So whatever I have said, in fact, I think it is already, you can, yeah, isn't it? Yeah, this they can.
Yes, sir.
So whatever I said, you can log into it is in YouTube. So there is nothing. So he said, can I record? I said, you record whatever I say. I stand by it. And the message, whatever I have given from Mr. Khaitan, that I have got the permission to tell you people also. So therefore there is nothing for me to, so please, again my request is that let us remove the darkness, the difficulties, let us go towards the brighter side of it. Let us not brood over the past miseries. Let us only think how we are going to look forward, whatever we can do. In any case, we have to do our work to get results. If I don't work, I won't get results. But anyhow, result is not in my or your hand. Even if you are putting efforts, many times you are not getting for a year. But I am a strong believer that if I do work sincerely, honestly, I will definitely get my results. If not today, maybe little later, but I will get it. And there will be somebody who will be helping us to see that if all these days we have been able to, stay alive, we will definitely live alive and make the company much bigger and greater. Thank you. Okay. So what I just again want, I think from tomorrow onwards, what I said that I'm just reading out what basically we would be liking to take the pledge. We, the members of MB family, resolve as a team to work sincerely, diligently, with highest degree of integrity and focus on punctuality, transparency. We shall pursue our goal even on the face of difficulties and convert adversities to opportunities. This is the basic pledge. The idea of this small one is that every day in the morning, one is that we at least are able to come on time, number one. Number two, read this and take something out of it. Every day, if you, it is just like a prayer in the childhood, what we are doing in the schools, which we were earlier also doing prior to 2010. but that we are reading out our mission, vision and strategies. But at this moment I am telling what is lacking in us. This is the areas which I explained you, that our transparency and our ethical values have gone very, very low, which I wanted to bring it up. So let us every day in the morning you circulate it to our sites also, to our yes, every one of us must not only take a place, try to practice it, both in, in both in the year of spirit. Huh? Okay, thank you.